Hello, everyone. The headline you may have seen recently has sparked intense discussion across political and financial circles in the United States. Reports are emerging that renewed financial investigations connected to Donald Trump and his business network are once again drawing public attention. This is not commentary or speculation. It is a developing story based on ongoing investigations, financial disclosures, and publicly reported transactions that analysts say raise serious legal and ethical questions. Many viewers clicked on this video after seeing headlines suggesting potential legal consequences for Donald Trump. What's important to understand is that these discussions are rooted in allegations, documented financial activity, and government reviews, not final judgments. According to multiple reports, investigators are revisiting what has been described as a money trail, a pattern of financial transactions that analysts believe deserves closer scrutiny. Experts say this trail may connect political decisions, private business ventures, and foreign-linked investments. Supporters of the former president argue that these business dealings were lawful and separate from official government actions. Critics, however, point to the timing of certain financial movements and policy decisions as reasons for concern. These disagreements are now playing out in the legal and regulatory arena. Former prosecutors and legal analysts note that modern investigations rely heavily on digital records. Unlike past scandals, financial data stored on blockchains and banking systems creates permanent records that are difficult to dispute or erase. At the center of the discussion are questions about whether any private financial interests may have overlapped with public responsibilities. Legal experts emphasize that this is precisely why independent investigations exist, to determine facts, not narratives. Another key point frequently raised is presidential immunity. While courts have ruled that presidents have immunity for official acts, legal scholars widely agree that private business activities and personal financial dealings fall outside that protection. This distinction is why these investigations matter. They are not about political disagreements, but about whether laws governing financial conduct, transparency, and foreign influence were fully followed. Observers also note that the timing of these renewed inquiries is significant. Some investigations that had slowed or stalled in previous years are now being revisited alongside newer financial ventures, prompting a broader review rather than a single isolated case. Public trust is a major issue here. When political leaders are perceived to benefit personally from complex financial systems, it raises concerns among voters about accountability, fairness, and national interests. For everyday Americans, these discussions may feel distant. But analysts argue they have real consequences. Government decisions affect national security, economic stability, and public confidence in democratic institutions. As of now, no final legal outcomes have been determined. Investigations continue, evidence is being reviewed, and officials stress that due process will guide whatever happens next. What is clear, however, is that financial transparency and accountability remain central issues in modern politics. As technology advances, financial records leave longer and clearer trails, and those trails often become central to public debate. This story is still unfolding. As more verified information becomes available, the legal system, not social media or political rhetoric, will ultimately decide the outcome. Until then, it is important to stay informed, rely on credible sources, and understand the difference between allegations, investigations, and final judgments. In recent years, financial transparency has become one of the most closely examined issues in modern politics. With the rise of digital banking, cryptocurrency platforms, and global investment networks, financial activity leaves detailed and traceable records. Legal experts say this shift has fundamentally changed how investigations are conducted, making long-term financial patterns easier to analyze than ever before. Regulatory agencies now focus not only on individual transactions, but also on broader financial relationships, timelines, and decision-making contexts. Analysts note that when business ventures, political influence, and international investments intersect, Regulators are obligated to review whether existing laws were properly followed and whether safeguards worked as intended. This case has also renewed debate about the ethical expectations placed on public figures, particularly those who maintain private business interests while holding or seeking public office. Ethics specialists argue that even the appearance of a conflict of interest can impact public trust, regardless of the final legal outcome. At the same time, political analysts emphasize that accountability mechanisms are a core feature of democratic systems. Investigations, audits, and oversight processes are designed to operate independently of political pressure, ensuring that conclusions are based on evidence rather than public opinion or media narratives. As developments continue, observers expect increased attention from lawmakers, regulatory bodies, and international partners who monitor financial compliance and governance standards. Any future findings, if confirmed, would likely influence policy discussions around financial disclosure requirements and oversight reforms. For now, this remains an evolving story, shaped by verified information, official statements, and ongoing legal review. Updates may emerge gradually as investigators complete their work and release findings through formal channels. For more updates and in-depth analysis on this and other major stories, subscribe to our channel.